Hey guys, this is Dr. Celaya. I hope you're doing well. In fact, I hope the whole coronavirus thing isn't scaring you to death. Let's put things in perspective. To date, in the U.S., we have 8,000 deaths from the flu, the common flu. Up to date in the U.S., we have 26 deaths due to the coronavirus. And I'm not making light of it and saying that, this isn't a bad thing and it may not get worse. And especially if you've lost a loved one, it's a big deal. But when you look at the statistics of it, it's really not that big of a deal on a disease perspective. We have different people that are more susceptible, meaning age-driven, 60 plus, those with diabetes, those that have immune compromises, and those that are nutritionally deficient or don't have the right nutrition. So it's something we really have to be concerned with. And in order for you to do that, let's look and understand a little bit more about how the virus works. The first thing that you have to understand is that most people are under the assumption that a virus is alive. And most people in the scientific community know that it's not. It's not an alive thing. It's not like a cell, right? Like a bacteria is alive where the virus isn't. It's a little bit different. It's genetic material. And that genetic material as a virus can enter a cell, and as it goes into the cell, it goes into the center nucleus and makes it so the cell reproduces more of the virus. It hijacks the mechanisms, the DNA and RNA, to make more of the virus. And when there's so much of the virus in the cell can't live anymore. The cell may explode and release a lot more virus to infect more cells. Other cells just release virus a little bit at a time. So they're, in other words, polluting the body with more virus. It's a pretty amazing device. In fact, some people even say it is of not this world or a foreign scenario. It could go either way. It's very, very strange, and we don't understand 100% about how virus work or what to do about it. One thing we also have to be concerned with in a virus is antigenic drift. And what that is how the virus tends to mutate to keep one step ahead of your body's immune system. In fact, not only your body's immune system, but from person to person. Virus, when they first start off, usually we keep track of them, on the other side of the globe. They look a certain way, and as they get here, they may be slightly different. And so it's not uncommon for the scientific community to want to vaccinate against it, so to speak. But by the time it gets to where you are, it may be a completely different virus. The thing that can influence the antigenic drift could be your body's antioxidant status. And if we have a high antioxidant status, you can minimize your body's inflammatory rate. So there's three things that can help with taking care of virus. Number one, support the cell health, which is probably the most important thing you can do. Diet, nutrition, antioxidant status, body's inflammation, cellular inflammation, all this can be controlled by dietary, your exposures, toxins, water intake. There's a lot to it. So number one thing, take care of the cell. Number two is your immune system health. How healthy is your immune system? Well, if you don't have cellular health, you're certainly not going to have immune system health. The bottom line is work on the cell health first, and also immune system health will follow. Number three, how can you block the replication of the virus? And there's many different things that we can do to help block the viral replication. And diet, of course, is one of them, to reduce the inflammatory responses. There's a lot of different herbs out there as well that can make a big difference. We have whole herbal complexes. We have vitamin A, vitamin D, you have zinc, you have selenium. In fact, they've shown that areas that are low in selenium in the soils have a greater rate of viral diseases. And so selenium's great. Also have to make sure you have appropriate proteins. Those are important for manufacturing different things in your body. Just taking these supplements can make a big difference if the rest of your diet and everything else looks clean. If you just want to start taking a viral protocol, it might be a little tough on your system. You don't want to take something that you don't need. In fact, it's the same as not taking something you do need. It can be a very big stress in your system. So just to go ahead and start taking antiviral protocols because this virus is coming around the globe or is close to you, probably, I know it's close to me, it's probably not the smartest thing to do because it is a stress in your system. So the bottom line, make sure your diet's doing well. Make sure you're ahead of the game trying to fight the virus every day, even before it shows up. If you have a healthy cell, you have a healthy immune system, your body's going to make a big difference when it comes taking care of minimizing the viral replication. It's one of those things that you should be living on a daily basis, right? Making sure you eat well, get the right fluids, minimize your stresses, make sure you're taking care of the deficiencies, make sure you're taking care of the low-grade infections in your body as well. You know, testing can make a big difference here. And I know there may not be a lot of testing for the coronavirus, but there's plenty of other tests to determine viral loads and the status of your health. We want to make sure that you're doing well so you don't have problems with virus. And, you know, the thing you have to understand as well is this is a virus that's here today, and tomorrow it's going to be another one, and then another one, and another one. Around this time of year, I tend to do things that are a little bit more antiviral. One of them being is I eat a lot of garlic. And in fact, you want to try and eat the garlic raw. I know a lot of people have a problem with that. In fact, I had a conversation with a lady today, and she says, come on, isn't there anything else we can do? Well, yeah, you can probably take some of the supplements in the aged garlic, and they may be better than doing nothing. But really, one of the secrets with garlic is just to make sure you're doing it raw, right? It may be nasty, but it makes a big difference. There's plenty of herbal complexes as well, like I mentioned to you before. I wouldn't necessarily load up on them. I would use them as you need to use them. So I'm not saying that this is not going to get worse, because chances are it will. I mean, you really haven't heard of cases that long, and now we're starting to see increases. And it can be a big thing, but we just don't know. You have to be ready now before it shows up. In fact, you should have been ready a long time ago. You know, the mortality rate at this point in time is much higher than the flu, but we haven't been testing for it. We don't know the people who are getting well. It's kind of a hard one to track because it has traveled so fast, and we're kind of unprepared. So it's a matter of making sure that you personally are prepared right now to take on this virus. And by the way, it's not just going to be this virus. It's going to be the next virus and so on. But we're going to be dealing with this virus for a long time, you know, months. It could be months and months and months. So making sure you're ready is a very important thing, especially at this point in time. Hey, my name's Dr. Celaya. If you have any questions, you can go over to my website, drcelaya.com, and take a look around. I hope this helps.